Hey everyone, it's Byron again, here to testify for Jesus Christ. I am coming to you early in the morning. It's before I probably got a voice that's worth listening to, but I wanted to share a dream from last night. Last night was, actually it was September the 9th. Today is September the 9th. In the early morning hours, I woke from a dream. And the first thing that I thought right when I woke from a dream, or just as the dream was ending, was, wow, that was Jesus. And I want to go through this dream real quick. It's going to speak to supernatural protection through the times that are ahead of us. The Lord has never once allowed me to say we're going to be raptured before trouble comes. He's actually made me to talk against that doctrine. And I want to share this because this is a demonstrative of what I believe will be happening when trouble comes for those people that the Lord is covering. So this dream began, I was in a very large field. I'll try to find a picture to kind of give you an idea of what it looked like. Around the edges of this field, and when I say large field, I'm talking about city block size, nothing but grass. It was a play area like you would have, say, a soccer field or something like that on it. And around the edges, there were different things. Like on one side, there was a stadium with concrete bleachers. Not a complete stadium, just concrete bleachers where you could look down on the field. There were some little embankments going up to the field. And at that little embankment is where I want to kind of start the explanation of what happened. I was dressed in just regular athletic type clothes. I had some tennis shoes or running shoes on. And I was right by this embankment coming down off the edge of the field when a man came up on a horse. He rode from like another area of the city up to me. And he was on this horse, and he looked at me and said, "We got to go over here." Without question, without thinking to myself, "Oh gosh, who are you?" or anything like that. I just knew to do what this man said. And then I noticed this guy over to my left. He was maybe 5 feet over to my left. I never once asked this guy, "Hey, come on with me," or hang out with me, or anything like that. He was kind of like one of those people that when you get invited somewhere, he's standing around and he hears the invitation and he just like goes with you. That's the impression that I got. Just peacefully hanging out to my left. But he didn't move at this point. I began to follow the guy that's on the horse to where he said, "We got to go." He was on the horse. He was trotting. I was having to jog a little bit. And then off to my left, I saw that guy coming up on my left, and he was riding on a donkey. And he came up like even with me and began to pass me, just trotting like a, I don't know if you've ever seen, I guess you've seen it, man, but it's a man that's bigger than the donkey. And the donkey looks like he's just chilling and, you know. I didn't think that much about it. And I got down to where this guy wanted me to go. And I heard a newscast, came to know there was an invasion on the United States. And I don't know if the guy on the horse told me what to do or I decided to know what to do. But I decided I had to get out of where I was. So I began to run back the direction that I'd come. And going back where I came, like that soccer field was kind of to my left front area. But off to the right area, I could see a long coastline, a beach. And on that beach, there was many, many warships. These warships were painted like the traditional military woodland paint style. Not like a normal ship, not like one you would see painted desert. This was traditional Army woodland OD green painted ships. And they were unloaded. You could see the front end of these ships where people were coming off those ships. So I thought to myself, well, I don't need to go that way. So I turned back toward this like that soccer field area. When I looked, there was helicopters in these hovercraft. These hovercraft, uh, I don't know if you remember. I think it was a DeLorean. It's like um, the automobile that was used in Back to the Future. That's what these hovercraft look like. But they were real big. They were bigger than the helicopters. They were lifting off and taking soldiers. I just knew they were. It was like they came in on ships, mustered the soldiers, and they were lifting off to go further inland. So while I was looking this direction, the guy on the donkey came between me and the enemy forces. And he was just trotting along on his donkey, kind of like he was between me and the enemy forces. And then he said, I'll meet you at such and such place. So I turned to the right I was basically going to go between the ships and the hovercraft. And he was continuing to like, it was like he was my left guard. I don't know if you've ever heard about military operations, but if you're marching an army this way, you'll have a front guard, a rear guard, a left guard, a right guard. And this man on the donkey was staying at the right angle to be between me and the helicopters. And then I woke up. I don't know if I said this right before I woke up or I said this right afterwards, but as soon as I did, I jumped up into my knees were on the ground and my elbows were on the ground into I don't know what position you call it. And I said, wow, that was Jesus. Now, I don't know if my experiences with the Lord are different than other people's experiences with the Lord. The Lord is personal to everyone. But the Lord has shown me that we're going to have protection. He's shown me Russian soldiers choosing not to shoot at me. He's shown me how bullets miss me. But this is the first time I saw him in the physical, in a dream, doing what he's planning to do. And I think about that scripture where he says, I will never leave you or forsake you. And initially there I was, and I thought I was by myself, I didn't have anybody around me that I was aware of. And this guy showed up and said, we got to go. This guy on his horse. And then I noticed there was a guy just squatted over here beside me. I didn't know him from Adam. He was just peacefully beside me. And then when I started to run, I saw him on his donkey, man. It wasn't a glorified Jesus. It was what he would have appeared like. I can still remember the face. I'm not even going to attempt to describe it. Anyway, folks, this gave me the feeling. I went through the house. I woke everybody up in the house. I was telling them about this. This gave me the feeling that who can mess with the man on the donkey, man? I mean, what? I will never leave you or forsake you. Those words are true, man. He was there. I wanted to share that and get that out. Hopefully it's encouraging. I can tell you this, I will never be the same the rest of my life after seeing that. That's my third time that I've seen Jesus in a vision on the cross. I've seen him hovering over my bed. This particular time, that's my third time, and I'm telling you, he looked like a guy that he was not going to let anything happen to me, and everybody was cool as long as they didn't mess with me. But if they presented a threat to me, he was there and prepared to deal with it. So, thank you.